Hashem Chavra, the Kavod Shabbos Kodesh, Kavod Shabbos. Oh, Rasala is on. Tomorrow, we're fighting through. We're almost there. 49 days until Purim, 2 days until Shabbos. And this is just exciting time. 64 days of longing, intensive longing. That should be revealed to us soon. Chavra, Tefillah B'Shem Kol Yisrael for Pesach Reuven ben Yosef Asara, Bracha Bas Yehudis, Miriam Dori Bes Chanu, Chaved Yona Bas Basia, Shir Bas Basia, Sainer Reuven ben Mani, every neshama on Klal Yisrael, and the world. One more name. I'm just getting it. I mean, there's so many. Tinok ben Malka Chana. Oyvei. Rebbeinu Shalom. From now on, bring me genuinely close to you. Lavish me with kindness from your treasury of goodness. My eyes look to you, waiting for you to bring me to true prayer. Help me immerse myself in constant prayer until I come to grasp the true secrets of the Torah. Let me have a taste of the hidden light, which you are going to reveal to the true tzaddikim in the future, the innermost secrets of the Torah. Let me gaze upon the pleasantness of Hashem and contemplate it in His sanctuary. The Kavod Shabbos, Chavra, Tefillah B'Shem Kol Yisrael. Moving on, Halacha L'Maisa. Speaking about Vayichu, the common practice is that after the Chazan begins Me'ayin Sheva, he pauses for everyone to recite the middle of the bracha, Magen Avos. Before he continues, some shuls, though, follow the opinion of the Vilna Gaon, who holds that the Chazan recites the entire Me'ayin Sheva without pausing for the congregation to say anything. All right, Halakha L'Maisa. Halakha L'Maisa. Oh, Joshua Hyman. Chevra, as Josh is coming on. Wow. Wow, it's chazak. Chevra, I just want to share a story before we start. The Yira Kadosh and his Rabbi, Rav Simcha Bunim of Pshiska, were walking on the street. And a goy comes by with his wagon, and he asks the Yira Kadosh and Rav Simcha, guys, can you help me load or unload some of the things in my wagon? And the Yira Kadosh looked at his Rebbe, and then he looked at the goy, and he said, actually, it's beyond our capabilities. I'm unable to do it. We're unable to do it. So he looked at the Rebbe, and the Rebbe's like, Rav Simcha is like, you heard him, like you're supposed to go help him. So the goy told the Yira Kadosh that it's not that you can't unload the wagon or load the wagon. It's just that you don't want to. Chevra, it's the deepest thing in the world. It's the deepest thing in the world, Ross. We're able to do whatever. We put our minds towards. Whatever we want to strive to be, we can be. But do we want to? Sichot Haran 18. The Rebbe once spoke about the printing of sacred books in his day. The number of printers of both recent and earlier works had increased. They had no lack of customers, for everyone was buying these volumes. Right? Think about it. Rabbi Nachman and Rav Nassan, they lived right when the printing press was created. It's unbelievable chiddush, the printing press. Rav Nassan talks a lot about how unbelievable it really is. Like, think about it. Like, before the printing press, You really had to memorize everything you were learning, right? There was only a few copies of whatever was going around. If you wrote a sefer, there would just be a couple handwritten copies, and that's it. And you have to memorize all the works that you'd be learning. I think about the mind, the memory that you had to possess. Right. So the printing press from Nassan talks about how it's so amazing because it's giving us the ability to memorize, to have it in our memory, to have it in our brains, to think about it. The Rabbi said the Talmud teaches the day will come when the Torah will be forgotten among Jews. Right. This is in Shabbos 138b. The whole discussion between Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and the sages. Therefore, many books are printed and bought with people building up their own libraries, as we see Hyman in the back of Hyman. So the Torah is not forgotten. Hyman clearly doesn't want to forget the Torah. He doesn't want us to forget the Torah. Look at the Hyman. He gets it. Even the simplest tailor has books. As each book is published, people rush to buy it, building up respectable collections. Remember when Badarach came out? Remember Rav Judah Michel came out with the Badarach? Everyone was lining up for that book. Everyone was the simplest people, the sophisticated people, all the Yidden would come up and order Badarach, like Avi Karakowski. What people do not realize is that these books are of no help unless they look into them and study their teachings. But today, Torah study has fallen very low and few people engage in it. However, we need to ask ourselves this question that Rabbi Nachman ends with. How can books prevent the Torah from being forgotten if nobody studies them? Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai famously said that the Torah will not be forgotten. And it's unbelievable what's offered to us nowadays. I mean, you look behind Hyman, you have all the books in the world. Back then, it wasn't so simple. It wasn't so simple to have the books. The printing press wasn't invented at the time, or it was very new. Mamash have to look in the books. Rav Yair gave the best Chovat Talmidim shir in the world Thursday night a couple months ago, and I want to get the recording and send it to you guys. Unbelievable. Spoke about how the generation, we're really focused on our apex, but we're not focused on our backbone, on our spine. And just to summarize the whole shir, I mean, I can't really summarize it because every word was so lofty. But everyone could see the books, everyone could see the Svarim collection, but do we have one that's holding us down? Do we have one book that's keeping us stable? We need to ask ourselves these questions, because if we have so many books, are we really learning? If you have everything, I heard a saying once, if you have everything, you have nothing. If you have something, you have everything. Now, something can mean everything. It can mean you have a whole bookcase, but do we have that something? Do we have that one? Do we have that one? That's why I'm unbelievable, inspired by the Daf Yomi Chaver who do Daf Yomi. The whole schedule is revolving around the Daf Yomi. It's revolving around the Daf. Everything. It's the backbone. It's the spine. It's so unbelievable, Chaver. We have to look in these books. These books are so holy. So holy. Well, Chaver, we have the ability to, and we should choose to do it. It's not that we can't. It's not that we can't. We can. Questions, comments, please feel free. Is a new trend in TVA black hats? It was Gartels at the beginning of this year. It's crazy. Walk in there, it was a Gartel machine. Black hats.
They're the Hasidic black hats, though. I saw the one Rav Yair was wearing. They're the Hasidic ones, though. Such a Rav Hyman.
I have to get one.
It's a lesson in marriage. Once it's in the view, you gotta just keep pushing forward.
That's right. That's right.
I don't have anything to share right now, but I just want to give you the view of what's going on. from a frat. It's just
Whoa.
snowing, and it's just absolutely gorgeous outside.
Looks like Canada.
Masha Baruch. Okay, it's not Canada, but it's Eretz HaKodesh. Eretz HaKodesh.
Whoa.
I'm guessing you got a white sheet down there.
Hyman, do you have the white sheets outside? Kira, I think you're paused. It's, unbelievable. Chavra, it's snowing in Israel. How special? How special? Anyone else have anything to share? Questions, comments, anything?
I think we gotta learn from the world around us, and see that Hashem is everywhere. See that in this snow is probably the deepest message of all. That it's all white, and we perceive the light in a lot of different colors in a lot of different ways, but it's all from Hashem. And what we're able to do, I learned in a Gemara the other day, and it's kind of crazy because I was looking through Lawrence Yehuda, Rav Albert's brother, sent me a sum up of some of David Aaron Torah, and one of the things he wrote down is perception is man's main power. Tzaddik be'emunato yichya, that the tzaddik lives in his emunah, and I think that's something we all have to really push for and yearn for. That we live by our emunah, our belief in Hashem, and we see Hashem in everything, because you really just receive what it is that you perceive, as you talked about before. It's not that you're unable to load the wagon, it's that you don't want to load the wagon. And it says in the Gemara that everything is in the hands of Hashem, besides for the fear of heaven, besides for Yirat Shamayim. And people define Yirat Shamayim in a lot of different ways. But from the word Yira, we see the word, or the shoresh for ro'at, to see. And that's really, really the deep message here, is that everything's in Hashem's hands except for your ability to see Hashem. You look out and you see snow, and how do you see that snow? Is it just whiteness? Is it falling? Is it random? Or is that the godliness that consumes all of the world that you need to look to connect to? And it's what kind of people are we going to be? And what kind of surrounding and what kind of world are we going to see? And then as a result, live in.
Believe, receive, achieve.
Kavod Shabbos.
What a special camera. What a special camera. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Wow. Hyman, so good. So good. Thank you, Rabbi. Anyone else? Questions, comments before we conclude?
Rav Hyman, where's Hernick and Rothenberg? You haven't slapped them in? Gotta slap them over.
Hernick's probably learning all of Tanakh as we speak, and Rothenberg has the Wuhan.
It's on you, Rebbe. You gotta find them.
TVA is on fire. On fire. Chaver, we should all be healthy, happy, and successful. All experiencing the snow, the white of the world, the holy wisdom. We be zocha to see in every single thing we come across in our daily lives. Chaver, be well. Be well. Health. Tomorrow night, Lekavod Shabbos.